Sons of Thunder family, we are live. Sons of Thunder Pro.com. I certainly want to get ready to do this shed tonight. Really, I'm just going to share with you on some talk music concepts. I want to give you an opportunity to come on in the room, but I'm looking forward just to connecting with you on tonight, and we're going to go through quite a few concepts. If you do me a favor, when you come in, just let me know when you come in the room where you're watching from. And as we go through today, I'm going to be taking questions, but the focus for today's conversation and today's shed is just going to be some talk music concepts. I want to give you just a few concepts that you can utilize whenever you need to play talk music, whether that's in church or in some other environment. I want to give you some ideas on today. So for those of you who may not know me, my name is Darrell Cook. I'm the founder and the lead teacher at sonsofthunderpro.com. And I'm glad that I get an opportunity to come to you in a new format. For years, we've been teaching, actually since 2008, we've been teaching gospel piano online. And I'm just excited I get a chance just to connect with so many of you all across the world. And this is really the first time that we're doing something like this, especially for just the general public. And so I'm excited that I get a chance just to come and join with you. Francine, I want to welcome you watching from Chicago. Good to have you on today. You all let me know as you come in where you are watching from. I don't have a plan to be on too long tonight, but we'll just kind of see how things go. Brother Lee, good to see you, my brother. I believe that is Mississippi that you are watching us from. Corey is in the house from Erie, PA. We got Richmond, Virginia in the house. You all keep coming in the room. Let me know that you're here. And we're gonna get right to the keyboard because I don't want to waste a whole bunch of time talking. But I'm just so grateful for so many of you who have stayed connected with Sons of Thunder across the years. And I'm going to be doing more of this. As a matter of fact, at least 3 times next week, I'm going to be live, just sharing just some content and just really connecting with you and trying to answer some questions you have. Houston is in the house. So good to have you here. So let me go right to the keyboard because I don't want to keep you all night. You all stay in the comment section. Let me know where you all are chiming in from. Let me see. Arthur is on, and Arthur is here from Kentucky. Amen. Good to have some of my folk in Kentucky in the house. So let's get started with some talk music concepts. Like I told you, I want to get right to it. And I want to give you some ideas because so many musicians message me all the time. And they're like, Darrell, I don't have any ideas to play for talk music. I'm hearing all of these crazy chords. I'm hearing all of these fast runs, and I need some stuff that I can play. All right. So we're going to be in a couple keys tonight, but I'm going to start the conversation in the key of D flat. We got Ghana in the house. All right. Some of my international family is on. I know that my good friend from Ireland is going to be on as well. But we're going to start in the key of D flat. And if you don't have your keyboards out, get your keyboards out because I'm gonna drop some content on you today. And the first thing that I want you to do is make sure that you don't think everything you do has to be big. Many of the concepts that you hear is an accumulation of a lot of small things coming together. So the first thing that I want to tell you is learn to think melody. What do you want to do melodically? And then we're going to get some chords to tie into that. So let's just start off with a simple pattern. I'm going to do something like this. All right, so that's going to be my melody, and I'm going to build a concept off of that melody. You all let me know if you can't hear the keys, but I'm going to go from that B flat to the A flat to that F to that E flat, okay? And of course, you hear it. I'm already approaching that B flat with a grace note, okay? And it's really kind of helping me to make that sing. So in my mind, I want to know what are some chords that work well with that B flat melody. So I could play a B flat minor chord in the key of D flat. I could play a G flat major chord, right? I could play a E flat minor chord. All of those chords will work. But for talk music, all right, so this is a cheat code. For talk music, many times your drop twos are really going to help you to add to your overall sound. So I'm going to play a simple drop two, and this is going to be a triad, because I want to go with a G flat chord. And when I say drop two, what I'm saying is, whatever my second highest note should be, instead of playing that in my right hand, I'm going to play that in my left hand. Okay, so I've got this G flat chord. This is it in root position. This is that G flat chord in first inversion, and this is second inversion. So I want to select that, and I'm going to use that as my first chord in my talk music pass. Now remember, that's my melody. So the reason why I like this G flat chord here is because I don't have to move a lot to get to my D flat chord, which is going to be right here. And again, this is another drop two voicing, because if I'm going to play that D flat in root position, I got D flat, F, and I've got the A flat. I'm going to drop that second highest note here. All right, so it's my first movement. Remember, our melody is, and I want to give you this concept because you can steal this and use this on Sunday. We're gonna dive deep into this concept. So, right, and so for that F melody, I want to use another drop two. So I'm gonna take this D flat and I'm gonna drop it down there, and then I'm going to this A flat chord, and I want to use a drop two there. So instead of playing that C chord, I got that C, or that C note, I got the C down there, the second highest note. Okay, so all together, watch this. Okay, so remember our melody was, and we just built some drop two chords on that. So I want you to steal that. I want you to use that. So here's our first chord. Okay. So just that concept there, you need to have that concept, because what I'm getting ready to do is to show you, you can take that same concept, you learn that concept in other keys, and you can begin to do that same movement, but you're just doing it in different places on the keyboard. So I'm still in the key of D flat. And let's just say I gotta play some talk music. So I want to start them off with, let's see. Right. Look. A little sloppy there. Let me try one more time. Okay. So what did I do? I borrowed that same concept and I took it into multiple keys. So the same concept started off in D flat. I'm going to take that same concept to the key of G flat. All right, so I'm gonna play those chords real slow for you. So I got the B, I got the G flat, and I got the E flat. And I promise you, this is all gonna make sense in a second. That's my next chord. I got the B flat, got the G flat, and I got that D flat. So and I'm back where I started at, right? So I got the G flat, and that's the other chord I had broke down, that D flat drop 2. Okay, so I want to stop there because I want you to think about the concepts we talked about. Number one, I want you to be thinking about melody. What's the melody that you want to convey? We started off with this melody right here, okay? So that's where we started. Next thing we asked ourselves is, what are some chords that connect to that melody? And I decided to start on that 4 chord because the 4 is a nice place for transition, worship. Anytime you're playing talk type of stuff, the 4 is a good place to hang around. The 1, the 4, the 6, even the 5, those are good places for you to hang around. So we said we wanted to utilize drop 2s, and the reason why we utilize drop 2s is because that gives us a nice open sound, right? So I'm not playing a bunch of, like those type of chords. You can play that stuff, but for contemporary talk music, which is what so many people ask me about, these drop 2s have a way of just setting the atmosphere, right? So you all let me know if you think that I'm going too fast, but I want to give you these concepts. So after we learn this simple move, we kind of got an idea of what we want to do. The next phase is I can take that same type of movement where I'm just going like 4, 3, 1, 7 is pretty much what I'm thinking in the key of D flat. I can do the same thing in the key of G flat. Oh, excuse me. So 4, 3, 1, 7 in the key of G flat. Right? And that's where I left off. So now I can bridge those concepts together. So 4, 3 in G flat. Now I'm gonna go 1, 7 in D flat. Right? And so once I have those chords, now I can begin to play around with it. So one of the things that I did when I had picked it back up was I did something like this. I did 7, 1, 3, 4. So I could do, and I'm using the same chords. So I could start on the 4, 3, 1, 7, or I can do 7, 1, 3, 4. Or I can do 7, 1, 4, 3. Now I'm gonna go to G flat for a second. Right? And then coming down, okay? So you all let me know if what I've been breaking down so far makes any sense. I want you to take these chords. I want you to kind of play with them. I want you to hear what I'm doing by way of melody and figure out if you can drop these concepts in anything that you have going on. So you all get in the comment section. Let me know if this is making any sense to you, and if you're picking up anything, because this is a concept that you can steal. And if you sit and kind of work it out, you can play this coming Sunday. Okay, and all I did there, I did 7, 1, 4, 3, 7, 1. Okay, so now I can also bridge the gap, not just between the D flat and the G flat, but what happens if I do that same? What happens if I do that same movement in the key of E? So let me, somebody asked me just to turn up the keyboard. I'm gonna turn up the keyboard just a little bit. What happens if I do the same concept in the key of E? So I can do something like this. Okay, so same drop 2 concept, but I want to make sure that you see these notes. So I got an A, I got an E, and and this would be a C sharp. So I got a G sharp, I got an E and a B. So here I have an E, a B, and a G sharp. So let's see. And once I get there, I could really come back to the key of D flat. Right? So okay, so I want you to play with that. You know, just kind of take it, get creative, learn the concept in the key of D flat for sure. Definitely learn it in the key of G flat, and learn it in the key of E, because those keys are going to relate to each other and they're going to be interchangeable. All right, so hopefully that makes some sense. I want to give you some more concepts that you can apply to this, because another way to take your talk music to the next level isn't just going to be about how well you use drop twos and how well you play some melody. Another way is for you to incorporate song concepts, right? So let's take a song, and I'm going to, as a matter of fact, I got one for you. Let's go to the key of, let's go to the key of E flat for a minute. And you know that song, I Shall Wear a Crown? Matter of fact, before I move on, let me answer this question. I am going to go to I Shall Wear a Crown and apply these concepts there. But Jay Bird says, makes sense, but did you randomly choose B flat, or is it because the 4 of that scale? That's a great question. I chose it because it is the 4, and because G flat shares a lot of notes with the key of D flat. All right. So even for instance, when we're in, let's just take the G flat scale. G flat, A flat, B flat. This would actually be called C flat. And that would be D flat, E flat, F, and G flat, right? So that's the G flat scale. So the D flat scale shares those notes. And even the 4 in the key of G flat serves as the dominant 7 in the key of D flat. So I chose that because they're so closely related, and there's so many notes. Also, I chose it because of the purposes of the melody. So when I started to change, I did. But when I wanted to go to that E flat melody, that's where I'm going to the key of G flat, because that E flat, though it's the 2 of D flat, it's the 6 of G flat. So it just works because they share notes. And so that's a real good question, because one of the things that you want to do is you want to pay attention to the relationships between certain notes and keys. So there's a lot of work that you can get out of G flat if you're playing in the key of D flat. Also, if you play the minor third of D flat, which would be the E, so you can play some concepts. So for instance, if I'm in the key of D flat and I'm playing some preacher chords, so what I did there, that was outside the key. I went to that E chord, and I went back to that 2. But the reason why I went to that E chord is because I know that there was a good relationship that exists between the D flat and the E, just as well as there's a relationship that exists between the 1 and the 4. And so that kind of helps me out to experiment, whether I'm playing talk music, whether I'm playing preacher chords. I want to know those types of relationships. So hopefully that answered the question for you. So that's why I chose the 4, because they just, or I chose that G flat because of the notes that are shared, and because I wanted that E flat melody, and it just made sense in that context. All right, so let me welcome Joseph from Ghana, who's on. I don't know which page you're watching from. We're live on like 3 pages. But Joseph, thank you so much for being on. So let me go to E flat for a second, because I want to show you reason why you want to get your song library up. So if I'm playing the song, what's that? I Should Wear a Crown. You all pretty much know that song. And the part that I want to get to, that's soon as I get, okay? As soon as I get home, because I want to show you something there. So that part is basically going like to like a B major type of chord, because it's kind of going into the key of G flat for a second. So the song starts off in the key of E flat, but on that soon as I get home, it kind of feels like it's going to that key, that G flat for a second. So let me give you those chords on the soon, or at least the chords that I'm playing. I'm playing it from memory. I haven't heard a record in a while. Soon as I get, so that's the basic progression I'm playing. Andrew, hey man, from Jamaica, good to see you. Andre, keyboard, good to see you as well. So that's my first chord. Soon as I'm on that 1 in the key of G flat, I get, then I'm going to that E flat, home, okay? So I wanted to show you that because we can apply that same concept that I gave you. 3, 1, 7, right? So we learned that movement. For those of you all been with us from the beginning, we learned that movement in the key of D flat. We also learned that movement in the key of G flat. That's the same movement in the key of G flat. 4, 3, 1, 7. So now that I know that, if I'm playing some talk music, let's say I'm playing in the key of E flat. I can drop that in. And I just stole that progression from that song. But now I can play with it. So I know, because I know that song, and that progression works there. So if I'm playing talk music, right? So I'm playing all of my different talk stuff, but now so I can drop that change now, because I remember from I Should Wear a Crown. I also know I'm going to the key of G flat, and I'm taking that 4, 3, 1, 7 move. Okay, so I'm trying to just show you that many of you have talk music concepts. I was talking to my boy Darrell Brister, and Darrell has recorded some content for the channel, so y'all gotta look out. Darrell is one of Philly's nicest organists, and he's already recorded some stuff. I'm going to be sharing it on next week. But he was saying a lot of cats have talk music, they just don't know it yet. And when we start to think about our vocabulary of music, all the songs we know, It's time for us to start to bridge that gap between all of that stuff. My man Jay Burr, I'm glad that the content is working out for you, my brother. Definitely wanted to drop some stuff on you all tonight. Andrew, you're right, man. Drop two concepts. Take these drop two concepts. And I'm not even playing drop twos with 4-note chords right now. I'm playing drop twos with triads. And so people think you got to have these, you got to play these big chords on. You don't have to play those big chords. You can get a lot of mileage with stuff like that, right? And then you want to figure out how can I use that, because that same movement, I'm going 4, 3, and I'm back now in the key of D flat. 4, 3, 1, 7. I can also use that as a 2-5-1. So I'm not always playing 2, 5, 1. If I have enough time, kind of just play around with that concept and use it in place of a 2-5-1. All right. So these are just some concepts and ideas. I want you to, I want to give you some stuff tonight that could be plug and play. So you can plug this stuff into what you're doing. Let me make sure I'm back at the keyboard. So let me go back to the key of D flat, because I want to give you some other concepts. So I like to use drop twos, but I also like to use clusters as well. So sometimes I use clusters mixed with my drop two. So I'm going to show you two of like my cluster chords that I love to play. So the first one's going to be on the 6. So, a lot of times we'll play this chord on the 6 where we got the B flat, we got the F, the A flat, C, the D flat, and we got the F. A lot of times you'll hear guys play that chord on the 6. But this is a nice chord to play on the 6. Right? So I want to make sure you got that chord. I got the B flat, I got the F, I got the G flat, and I got that D flat. So that's a nice 6 chord to play. And then that chord that normally people play on the 6, which is right here, instead of playing it on the 6, I like to play that chord on the 4. And you see right there, that's already one of those chords. It's already, you kind of feeling worship already. And really all that is, I got the G flat, I got the C, I got the D flat, and I've got that A flat. Okay? So those are 2 chords I want you to just add to your arsenal like right now. So you got okay? And you can get creative about where you drop it at, but that becomes another tool to add to the toolbox. So whenever I want some light on that 6, I can drop them with that. And once again, I'm not playing a big chord. I'm either playing it here if I want a nice deep tone to it, or sometimes I play it up here, right? And then that chord on the 4 is nice, right? And then sometimes with this chord, what I like to do is I like to play it like that. Okay? And that's a nice chord in the worship setting too, where I got the B flat, G flat, A flat. I've got the D flat, I got the G flat, the A flat, and I got the D flat. And I'll just raise the 3rd up to the 4th. That's something nice. So if I'm doing something like, so I can drop that there. So I did was 1, 3. I go to my 6, and I can go 5, 4. So I did 6, 5, 4. Right, so make sure I want to make sure I have that slow for you. 6, 5 on my 4. And that's another movement that's just plug and play. That 6-5-4 works well whenever you're playing talk music or when you're coming out of a song and you have to play worship. Right? So we've talked about a lot of concepts already, and you can begin to drop these in your talk music. So I can go 7-1, 4-3. No sloppy, but I'm on a 3, 6, 5, 4. Hey Francis from Dallas, good to have you in the house. Andrew asks, you're playing rootless voicing on a 3 chord. Yes, indeed. I was playing the rootless voicing. That's the voicing I'm playing on the 3. All right, so I'm make sure you got it. That's my left hand voicing on the 3, and this is my right hand voicing. So if you wanna screenshot that, and then what I can do with that chord is I can drop that B flat to the A if I wanted to. Right? And now I'm back on my little 4 move. So get that, work that out. These are concepts that you can kind of take one by one. We started out with just a melody, right? We started out with just that melody, and we just built some concepts, showed you some drop 2 concepts. We also went to the key of E flat for a minute, and I showed you how to borrow from the song I Shall Wear a Crown, to take that, that 4-3-1-7 concept and use that on that I Shall Wear a Crown for some talk music ideas. And then we came back to the key of D flat and just showed you 2 cluster voicings that I just love to use. That one on the 6, this one on the 4. I also showed you this movement here, and I don't think I broke this down, but I like that, using these notes as an arpeggio. Okay. Andrew, yeah, man. That's a great chord to use. I'm gonna do a breakdown next week, in which I'm gonna come live and I'm gonna shed on the song, Lift Every Voice and Sing. So I use that chord in Lift Every Voice and Sing. I'll give you a taste of it. So let me see. So I'm using the same chord in the key of A flat. So I did Let Our Rejoicing Sing. But that chord just works well. So it'll work for you on the 3 in the key of D flat. It'll also work for you on the It also worked on the 6 for you in the key of A flat. Ian, sorry man, this will be saved on YouTube, so you'll be able to pull it up. So as soon as I go off, it should be up. But I'm going to be on again a few times next week. I might even do an impromptu live tomorrow. Those of you who are interested, if you want to look at the link in the description, I'm going to be hosting on the 13th a Gospel Keys 101 workshop. That's going to be the 13th. That's going to be at 11 o'clock. So if you want to check that out, you can check the link in the description to get the information on that. And that's gonna be a Zoom class, and that'll probably be a couple hours that I'll be working with some musicians. That's gonna be more for beginners, but I'm also gonna do one for intermediate and growing musicians as well. But hopefully some of this stuff kind of gave you some ideas on the night. That was my goal. Just so you all know, I'm going to be starting a gospel piano show that I'm going to be hosting on YouTube and both of our Facebook pages. I got some musicians coming in. I'm going to be doing some teaching. But one of the things that I want my show to be different from maybe what some of the other stuff out there is, I want to spend some time teaching. So I'm going to spend some time just giving some concepts. I'm not going to be on here trying to show off. I can't show off anyway. I'm not good enough to show off, but I am good enough to share with you what I've got. So if you've got some questions that you want me to answer on a future live, or you got some topics you want me to cover tonight, I'm working through some talk music. You want me to cover preacher chords or something else, put it in the comment section. Let me know. I will add that to my list. But we are going to spend some time together, just really growing. I'm going to do some more of this where I'm just going to come on live and I'm just going to share it with you. Just want to just give you some concepts, and hopefully this has been beneficial. You all let me know in the comment section if you like this format, just being live like this. It'll definitely help me out, so I'll know what I need to plan for as we move forward. We're still kind of tweaking the setup and all of that, but I just wanted to pop in tonight, give you some stuff to work on, kind of work through. Hopefully it was beneficial. If I'm not on tomorrow, I'll definitely be on live again on Monday. So Monday around 7 o'clock p.m., make plans. I don't know what I'm going to do. I may shed on Lift Every Voice and Sing, because as a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a sneak peek. Let me see. What's that part on? What's that? Oh, that's the part I want. So this is the part that I'm gonna talk through on probably next week when I break this song down. But if you caught the beginning, remember that 4-3 move. So on that sing song. So instead of going there, I'll do. So I'm not playing it clean right now, but I want to show you some ideas around that, how you can take that 4-3 move and we can kind of work through that. I'm going to show you some contemporary concepts on Lift Every Voice and Sing, but I'm also going to show you some more traditional concepts. Siobhan, good to see you tonight. I'm going to do that probably on Monday, Siobhan. I'm gonna break down Lift Every Voice and Sing. We'll definitely approaching the A flat. I may approaching the F2. Tony says, I like this. Thank you, my brother, for being on. Helen is on. She says, I would like to play Precious Lord in the key of C. I have that, but I want to learn how to walk up and add chords for a beginner in gospel music. I will definitely do that. I'm going to do a broadcast where we're just going to talk about hymns, and I'm going to talk about hymns from a traditional perspective. So I will add Precious Lord to the conversation. So I may do that next week. So I may do Lift Every Voice and Sing on Monday, and maybe on Wednesday we'll Miss Helen will talk about Precious Lord, and what I'll do is I will plan to do that in the key of C. I'm gonna make sure I'm making note to myself, and we'll just talk about some concepts for beginners for that Precious Lord. But it's also going to be beneficial for all of us as we work through how to play that more gospelized sound, because everybody's playing the contemporary sound. I love Rodney East, I love Glenn Gibson, Corey Henry, I love all of that. But we also got to get to that like churchy, soulful stuff, and hopefully we'll talk about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down tonight, y'all. I want to thank you all for being on. James, man, I appreciate you for connecting. You all plan to join me on next week. I may do something impromptu tomorrow, but I'll definitely be on Monday at around 7, and I'll be on Wednesday at around 7. Miss Helen, I'm going to go through that song, Precious Lord. So we're going to make sure we do that for you. All right. You all, thank you so much for tuning in. Sons of Thunder family, much love to you. You all pay attention. I'm starting this live show. I'm working through some ideas now, but I'm going to be coming on at least once a week, and we just going to share it and show some concepts, and I'm going to answer some questions. Again, if you want some information on the Gospel Keys 101, that's going to be more of a workshop for beginners, February 13th. You can check the link in the description. And we're going to be talking about chord concepts, and it's going to be a live experience. So it's not like a course where you just consume the content on your own. This is going to be a 2-hour workshop where I'm going to be working with you in a live format on Zoom, and we're going to be connected. So if you want information on that, you can check the link in the description. This is Darrell Cook. Thank you so much. sonsofthunderpro.com. I want to welcome all of you going to be watching the replay. Pay attention tomorrow. I may be on tomorrow, but definitely pay attention on Monday. We'll be on at 7 o'clock, and we'll be working through the song Lift Every Voice and Sing. Thank you so much for tuning in.